Welcome to the Lovettsville Co-op's annual meeting. My name is John Desai. I'm the chair for the co-op, and I'll be running through our overall timeline and store plans for this year during this meeting. First, I'd like to run through the agenda for the evening. We'll start with the election results and introduce you to our new board members. Then I'll provide a brief presentation on the store plans and the timeline to give you an idea of how we're going to be building out the store and when it's coming. Then I'll turn it over to Gary Large. He's a developer we're working with, and he'll give you his plans for the Lovettsville South development, which is where the store will be located. Then we'll turn it over to Ben Sandell. He's our capital campaign consultant. He will explain how co-ops raise funds through capital campaigns and discuss a little bit of the details of our plans. Then we'll have a Q&A for all of us to address questions you may have, and we'll end up with drawing door prizes. Before giving the election results, though, I'd like to thank Merle Russ for his 2 years of service being on the board. He's stepping down this year, but we're looking forward to continuing to work with Merle as a volunteer at various events. Now, introducing our board, the first, starting from the left, is Caroline Ahern. She's been on the board for a couple years now, or I guess a year now, and she is the chair of our finance committee. Erin Austin is a new board member. We're excited to have her on board. She has been a volunteer at a number of events over the past few years, has been very active in the co-op, and we're very pleased to have her on the board. Ellis Burris was re-elected to the board this time. Ellis has been on the board quite a while. He's very active in a number of the co-op events, helping us with communications and so forth. A new board member is Patrina Dawson. Again, we're pleased to have her on the board. Gretchen Demon, she's our secretary. She's been on the board for several years now. And then the fellow on the tractor, that's me, John Desai. I'm the chair of the board. Next, we have Julie Harner. Julie is the vice chair. She's been very active with the farm market and with the community garden this summer. Next, we have Karen Hignite. She was also re-elected to the board this time. I believe she's our longest serving board member now. She's managed the farm market during the summer several years and is also our treasurer. And last, not least, is Glenn Willard, who's been on the board since, I believe, 2016. So our vision for the store continues to be a community-owned full-service grocery store. But now we're going to be on Lovettsville Square South in beautiful downtown Lovettsville. This is a rendition of the store, or a schematic of the store to give you an idea of what it'll look like. Be a total space of about 7,000 square feet. Well, the store will be located on the 2.6 acres that is adjacent to Lovettsville Square on the south edge. As I mentioned, it'll be a full-service grocery store emphasizing natural and organic products with a strong focus on local food. So what happened to our plans with the firehouse? Well, basically, there were two factors. The first was that our 2019 market study recommended a larger store than previously planned, and we just could not get that space at the firehouse. In addition, the construction plans for the new firehouse were being delayed multiple times. And in early 2020, we had no idea when they were going into construction, and we decided that we couldn't wait any longer. We had to look for other options. So based on those factors, we started working with Gary Large to look at possible sites in the Lovettsville area. And we came up with what we believe is the ideal site. So this is a sketch of the preliminary store design. This is very preliminary, but it gives you an idea. It's about 5,000 square foot retail space, which is significantly larger than what we had originally planned. It's over 1,000 square feet larger. The store will include a grab-and-go and deli section, which will be down in this area. All the food will be served from behind the counter. There'll be no longer be hot bars or salad bars. The new standards that are going in place because of COVID, you basically have to have the food more protected from the general public. We'll also have local beers and wines back in this section. There'll be an outside eating area here, and there'll be space to have a curbside pickup. These are factors that have been included based on change in store design as a result of COVID. And as has always been the case, everyone will be welcome at the store to shop there, members and non-members alike. So going to the timeline, if any of you can remember from last year, this is pretty much the same timeline we had last year. The big difference now is that we're showing that construction is beginning the end towards the latter half of 2021. We are very confident that that schedule will be met. With it starting in 2021, then the second half of 2022 is when we anticipate the construction being completed and the store open. So the last part of 2019 and going into 2020, it has been incredibly busy. We completed a legal review for our capital campaign where we had to do up a business plan, we had to prepare the offering memorandum, we had to do work on our bylaws to make sure that we were all set to go forward. We completed the market study in 2019, middle of the year. We'll be updating that again shortly for the banks. We also worked up a communication and marketing strategy with much expanded social media. We updated our financials with the new sales figures from the market study, and based on the new design and cost estimates provided by Gary Large, we have a much better idea of what our financials will look like once the store is open. Just a few months ago, towards the end of 2020, we signed the lease with contingency. So this is a legally binding lease. We have not had a signed lease before in our other sites. So now we are confident that we can move forward with this. We laid out the detailed plans for our capital campaign, which is how we raised the money to do all this. And we actually surpassed 660 members in 2020. In 2021, our first focus, which is what we have started now, is the capital campaign. We'll be pushing on that with it completing by the beginning of May. We'll be finalizing the store design, bringing in the store designer and an architect to work up the detailed plans. Based on these detailed plans and construction contracts where we'll have firm prices, then we'll finalize the bank financing. We'll remove the lease contingency. The latter part of this year, sometime in the fall, we plan on hiring the general manager, and construction is to begin, we're hoping somewhere around September of 2021. Going into 2022, we'll have construction completed, we'll hire and train staff for the store, we'll order and stock the inventory, and we will have a big celebration. Our goal by the time we open the store is to have 900 members. So the co-op moving forward, I have to say it just feels like in the last year, the stars have aligned. It all started with that stronger market study, which meant we had more financial flexibility than we had thought before. We also discovered a totally new financing structure that was introduced by a co-op down in Virginia, in Fredericksburg, Virginia, which is a member loan structure of 15-year notes, which gives us far more flexibility. Starting to work with eco-developers, Gary Large and eco-developers, we now have an excellent partner in this development project. And then for the NV retail space actually to come up for sale at a reasonable price was very, very fortunate. So with all of these pieces, we are now truly ready to move forward. Now, I mentioned we ramped up our social media, and I just want to give you an idea of how ramped up it is. In 2019, we had 150 followers on Instagram. Today, we have 656. Facebook, just in the last 30 days, our engagements are up over 1,200%. People reached in the last 30 days is up over 400%. And followers are up 450%. That is just phenomenal growth in social media. One other example is we posted the site plan on February 19th, and it reached over 6,000 viewers. So the results of all this, our membership is now exploding. Social media is buzzing in a good way. Investors are stepping forward. Everybody is ready to support the store. So now we are truly positioned for success. So with that, I would like to turn the screen over to Gary Large so he can give you a run through of his plans for the development. Thank you very much.